some sports, they kind of feel like they work you out more than just physically.
I see what you mean.
Fencing, especially with the épée. It always strikes me as one of those sports, blending that really intense physical part with like a super fascinating mental game. And, well, that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Head first.
And we're going deep. All thanks to this article, The Epee and the Warrior Mindset, a journey through history and performance. It's from Fortune Fencing.
And I think what really grabs you about this piece is that connection it makes between like the historical roots of the épée and how mentally tough you got to be to fence even today.
Exactly. It's not just about, being good with a sword. There's something way deeper going on.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners, those folks who are all about getting to the good stuff quickly, that's our mission today.
Laying it all out.
We're going to trace the épee's evolution, figure out what this whole warrior mindset really means for someone actually fencing, and even try to pick out some practical tips, stuff you can use to build that mental strength, whether you're just curious about fencing or you're out there on the strip every week.
Sounds like a plan.
So first things first, history. The article makes it clear. The French épée, it didn't just appear out of nowhere. It came from the small sword. What can you tell us about that?
Well, the really interesting part is the shift in purpose. See, the small sword, the épée's ancestor, that was a serious weapon.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Especially in 17th and 18th century France.
Yeah.
And it wasn't meant for big battles or anything. This was personal.
Deadly personal.
Exactly. We're talking duels.
You can almost picture it.
No protective gear, nothing. Just you, your opponent, and the épée. One well-placed thrust.
And it's over, just like that.
The article even lists some of the targets. Eyes, throat, the heart. Places where even a small wound could be fatal.
It really hits home, the seriousness of those encounters. And that history, well, it's key to understanding how we fence with the épée today.
Makes sense.
The article then moves on to the rules we have now. The whole body's a target, and you only score with the tip.
Right, and those rules, they directly reflect those dueling origins. It wasn't some random decision. It came from that reality. In a real duel, anything goes, and that precise thrust that was often the most effective way to take down an opponent.
It's like a direct line from then to now.
It is. And I think it's important to remember that those rules, they're more than just game mechanics. They're echoes of a past where every move could be your last. It's about precision, it's about strategy, but maybe even more importantly, it's about keeping your cool under pressure.
So even though it's safer now, the épée still carries that weight of history. It's not just a sport. It's a symbol of skill, of honor, a direct link to that legacy.
Absolutely. When you hold an épée, you're holding centuries of tradition, history where every touch, every point meant everything. And that's a powerful feeling. It sets the stage for us to understand this idea of the warrior mindset.
Right, let's get into that. The warrior mindset. The article, and this is great for anyone wanting to go deeper into performance, it defines it as more than just aggression. It's about focus, resilience, and intent.
A very important distinction. And the author, he doesn't shy away from the tough parts. He's a veteran fencer himself, and he admits that even he struggles to keep that mindset, especially during direct elimination rounds.
DE, that's the knockout stage of a tournament. One loss, and you're done.
Right.
No second chances. The pressure's got to be immense.
And what I really appreciate is Ferriere's honesty about his own experience. He talks about those moments when the doubt creeps in, when he hesitates, even with all his experience. It's something anyone who's been in a high-pressure situation can relate to.
The article makes it clear that it's not a weakness, it's part of the process. And I think that's a valuable lesson no matter what you're doing in life.
It is. Recognizing those moments when your warrior spirit starts to fade. That's the first step to getting it back. And Ferriere shares a technique he uses. Pause. Take a deep breath and remember why you're there. It's about recentering yourself.
And part of that, as the article describes it, is focusing on the épée itself, thinking about its history, remembering all that training you've done. It's about drawing strength from that legacy, from all that preparation.
Grounding yourself.
Exactly. The warrior mindset, it's not some switch you flip on and off. It's something you have to work at constantly, even if you've been fencing for years.
Right. It's a practice, a constant effort to stay in that zone of focused intention. And there's actual science to back this up.
Yeah.
The article mentions a study from the Journal of Sports Psychology which showed real benefits to this mental approach.
The study looked at visualization. Fencers who imagine themselves as warriors before competing, really picturing that strength, that precision, that courage, They actually performed better.
Now, the researchers, they suggested that visualization, it boosted focus and confidence, which led to more accurate, faster movements on the strip.
So it's not just some abstract idea. It can actually make you a better fencer.
The mind-body connection is powerful.
Absolutely. The article even lays out some specific strategies you can use to cultivate this mindset. 5 of them, right? The first one is visualize your warrior identity.
Right. It's about engaging your imagination. You might close your eyes and picture yourself as a warrior from history, a duelist, a samurai, a knight. Anyone who embodies that sense of purpose, that precise action, it's mental rehearsal.
Like you're creating a mental blueprint for how you want to move,
Right.
drawing on these classic images of strength and accuracy.
Exactly.
And then there's tip number 2, use power phrases.
These are short, positive statements. Things like, I am a warrior, I strike with intent. You can say them out loud or just think them to yourself. The point is to fight back against those doubts, to keep you grounded in the present moment, especially when the pre-match jitters start to set in.
It's about taking control of that inner voice, making it work for you instead of against you.
Right. And then the third strategy is own the challenge.
Ooh, I like this one.
It's about changing how you see those tough opponents. Instead of being afraid of them, you see them as a chance to prove yourself.
It's like turning pressure into motivation.
Exactly. You embrace the challenge, you use it to push yourself further.
It's a growth mindset.
Exactly.
And the 4th tip, this one's really specific to épée fencing. Commit without hesitation.
With the whole body being a target, even a little hesitation can cost you. It's about trusting your training, going all in on your attacks, not second-guessing yourself in the middle of it all.
A true warrior acts decisively. No holding back. In épée, that decisiveness is key. Even a moment's pause can give your opponent the opening they need.
It's true.
And finally, the 5th strategy for building that warrior mindset. Learn from every touch.
This one's about shifting your focus. It's not just about winning or losing. It's about constantly improving.
Every touch, every hit you take, it's not a failure, it's feedback.
Just like those duelists back in the day, analyzing their opponents, adapting their tactics. You can use every touch to figure out what happened, adjust your strategy, and come back stronger.
It's about constant learning, always adapting. And I think the article does a great job of addressing different types of fencers, too. For the younger ones, just starting out, it can be a lot to take in. The warrior mindset, it gives them that courage, that sense of purpose they need to step onto the strip.
And for those who've been fencing for years, it's easy to fall into a routine. The warrior mindset, it helps them rediscover that passion, that drive to improve. It's about treating every match like it's your first, like it matters.
And it applies no matter where you are in your fencing journey. Tying it all together, the article finishes by highlighting the connection between how the épée developed as a weapon and the fencer's own journey, refining their precision, building resilience, growing within the sport.
And the author makes a great point. Holding an épée, it's like holding a piece of history. And that history, it demands a certain spirit, a warrior spirit, that unwavering focus, that fearlessness. Those are the keys to reaching the top in fencing.
The article ends with this really powerful call to action for anyone who fences or wants to. Step onto the strip, feel that épée in your hand, and embrace that warrior within. Fence with purpose.
It's inspiring stuff. And all this comes from Thomas Ferriere, a veteran fencer himself. His whole family's passionate about the sport, and he's sharing these insights to give back to the community.
And we can't forget Fortune Fencing. They're the ones behind this amazing article. They're located in Monrovia, California.
They offer private lessons, group classes, even open bouting. You can reach them at 626-471-3565 or by email at fortunefencing1@gmail.com. And I'm sure their website, probably fortunefencing.com, has even more info about what they do.
So we've come to the end of our deep dive. We've traveled through the fascinating history of the épée, and we've explored how important that warrior mindset is for achieving success in fencing, no matter your skill level.
The key takeaways, the ones you really want to remember, are focus, resilience, and intent. Those are the things that can help you overcome obstacles and reach your goals, whether you're on the fencing strip or just going about your day.
Now, if all this talk about fencing and the warrior mindset has got you interested, or maybe you're already a fencer and you're looking for some great gear to show off your passion, we've got a suggestion for you. Check out Fencing Family. It's an Etsy shop right here in Los Angeles. They have a great selection of fencing-themed apparel and accessories.
Their website is easy to remember, fencingfamily.etsy.com.
They've got comfortable stuff, stylish stuff, perfect for wearing all year round, whether you're at the club or just out and about. It's a fun way to express your love for the sport.
And before we go, I want to leave you with something to think about. We've talked a lot about the history of the épée, about cultivating that warrior mindset. So now I ask you, how can you bring those ideas, that sense of purpose and intention, into your own life, your own challenges? Sometimes understanding where things come from, the principles behind them, it can give you a whole new appreciation, a deeper connection to what you're doing.
Something to ponder.
Absolutely.